Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to do the character review for Wangnan. The reason why I'm covering this guy now is because he got a massive boost from Revolution and I also increased his rank in the tier list recently. And well, it pairs extremely well with the Yon, which was the second SSR plus for anniversary, so I think it's worth talking about him. Also, a lot of people ask me to cover old units instead of only going for the new ones, which I think makes sense, and that's also why I released Evankel as well recently. So yeah, I will definitely do that. I will pick some key units from the old ones that I didn't cover in any kind of character review, and I will do their own videos. I think that definitely makes sense. Now, before talking about how good this unit is, the skills, exclusive equipment, gear, ignition weapon, rapport, revolution, and the showcase, I want to thank Minazuki, or Yes, as you might know him from my Discord server, because he let me borrow this account. I do not have a Revolution 5 Wangnan, but he does. So he let me access his account and just record a video for you guys. So thank you for this opportunity. And yeah, I would say we can just get started with the review. So the first point is, as usual, how good this unit is. And I will say, again, he got a massive buff from Revolution, and now his damage is really, really insane. Really, like, he benefits so much from the Revolution buff that I think his damage, well, is for sure higher than Compressed Rack. But also, like, can already rival some other SSR plus units from my point of view. Like, his burst is really, really nice. There is one downside, and that is, unfortunately, special move jolts, and that's not going to help against the Urek, but that's fine, I think. Not really, but it's fine. So yeah, that's the main thing, but in general this guy is really amazing, and if you pair him with Irang, is really top tier. If you're not pairing him with her, is kind of suffering a bit, but can still do stuff, so not too bad either way. And I would say now it would be my preferred choice over Compressed Rack and even Iwayon, I'd say. Really, really strong unit with Revolution. Without it, still the same old kind of meh unit, but with Revolution is a whole different beast. So really, really good. Now we can have a look at the skills. The passive is already really, really strong. It's going to get crit damage increase for every yellow element ally, which is not a bad increase, I would say, so definitely nice. And he's also getting a revive. When he takes fatal damage in battle the first time, he's going to be revived after 5 seconds with 80% of his max HP, and his attack is going to be increased by 80% until the end of the battle. So pretty good, I'd say. Nothing much here, but the utility alone is really, really good. If we look at the first active skill, which is nothing special, I would say, most of his damage will come, well, almost, let's say all of it, will come from the special move. So this active skill is okay, it's just going to do some AoE damage and some stunning, but nothing too important, I would say. The next active skill is pretty good, which is the Mad Dog. He's going to shout and increase his crit hit rate by 40% and his crit damage by 80% for 10 seconds, which is good. The crit hit rate is not as relevant because that will only boost his basic attacks and his active one that we just saw, the double bomb, whatever, because his special move already perma crits, so it's not really that needed. But definitely the 80% crit damage increase is massive, so really, really good. Then he has a second part that whenever he's inflicted by fear, he's going to remove it and then activate the skill. Unfortunately, there are not many units that have fear. Actually, there is only Karaka, I believe, and Grey, but Grey is never seen in adventure after a certain floor, so no problem. But yeah, he's only going to work against Karaka, the second portion. Maybe in the future they will release more units with fear, but for now it's just okay-ish, I'd say. Then we have the most important skill, which is the special move, and this is pretty short and simple. He's going to throw an antimatter bomb okay, whatever, created in the workshop, that deal 180% of his attack as a crit hit 8 times to enemies in an area and jolts them. Unfortunately, like, if it didn't jolt, would have been amazing, but I mean, amazing against Uruk and just whatever against everyone else, but still, since Uruk is such a pain in the ass, I think would have been a nice thing. But whatever, still amazing skill. And that's it. Like, there is nothing else in here for the skills. Now, if we have a look at this exosuit, we're going to see that the coefficient for the antimatter bomb is going to go from 180% that we just read to 200% with level 1 and level 2. So pretty good. And then level 3 and level 4 is going to increase all yellow element allies' swiftness by 10 and 20, so a total of 30 for 10 seconds when Wangnan lands or all antimatter bomb hits. So when the special move hits with all the hits that it's trying to deliver or whatever, all yellow element allies are going to get a 30 swiftness increase, which is pretty massive, pretty good. So this guy definitely has an amazing kit, nothing wrong with it. The thing before is that his damage was thus lacking, which fortunately Revolution helped improve. So definitely really solid. And he really wants to play in a mono yellow team, but that's okay. Mono yellow is definitely super strong now that we have Irang, Bam, Evan, and him, and then we can just add an additional unit, which could be whatever. So yeah, amazing exclusive equipment, and also the additional stat that they gave here is relevant. Crit damage increase, absolutely nice, since he perma crits, super good. So yeah, that's pretty much it also for the exclusive equipment. If we look at the gear, for some reason it didn't increase this one, but I would say the crit damage increase from this is definitely good, so you should increase it, even though crit rate is almost irrelevant. Resistances don't really matter too much. This guy is a ranged unit, so it's fine. This evasion piece is useless, and here accuracy is okay if you are lacking accuracy, obviously. I would say priority slot 2, and then a slot 1 if you need the extra accuracy. That's more or less the idea. The other two don't matter. If you have spare resources, which you probably won't, just go for them. And then let's see, for ignition weapon, the recommended one from my point of view, that I also wrote here in the spreadsheet, is going to be L Magic Pierce, because this guy is a magic damage dealer, and L is probably the one that helps the most, helps chaining the special moves by generating more energy with the basic attacks, and just an attack boost at a certain point if you're not hit, which is okay. I don't think there is any other set that's better than this one. The only other option I could see would be Idea, but I didn't even bother to propose it as an alternative here, because really anything else doesn't really matter. If you want to go with an hybrid set, feel free to do so. You could do like 2L to Abgrund, could be viable for sure. 2 Rayana to Abgrund, 2 Rayana to whatever, I don't know. You can do this kind of mix and matches, and probably here also in the hybrid I shouldn't recommend attack speed and swiftness, doesn't really matter too much. We could do, let's change it to attack and crit damage. I would say Rayana with crit damage could be nice, is going to lose out in a bit of energy. Okay, maybe let's try attack speed and crit damage. I think this one is a okay mix if you really want to go for that, but it's a 4-piece L set, definitely super good. And yeah, I would say also for the ignition weapon, there is not much else to say. We want slot 4 with crit damage increase, and slot 5 with magic pierce. As simple as that. And then let's go to the next point, which is Rapport. And for Rapport, this guy is a main DPS, and he really wants to hit all hits of the special move, so you need accuracy for that. So I'd say Rapport 6, definitely needed if you don't have enough accuracy already. So yeah, pretty much straightforward. Next point is the Revolution. For Revolution, this guy absolutely needs Revolution 5. Probably Revolution 4 would be enough as a damage boost initially, because Revolution 4 is going to give him an attack increase by 80% per yellow element ally at the start of the battle, which is for 4 allies 320% increase in attack, which is massive, really massive. So yeah, this already helps a ton. And then we have the Revolution 5 that is increases antimatter bombs crit damage by 100%. Now this wording is never really clear. I cannot really tell if it is the coefficient from 200% to 300% or if it's just saying you're critting for 1 billion, we're going to double it to 2 billion. Not clear. Could also even be that for the hit of the special move, your crit damage is going to be increased by 100. That's also a possibility, which probably out of all the three options I just mentioned is the one with the least potential, I would say. But still, a good increase nonetheless. Whichever option that is, this increase is still going to be super important. So that's all it takes. You don't really need anything else. You don't even need the subnodes, to be honest. Definitely a 23% increase in crit damage at level 10 would be pretty nice. And then we also get a 30-ish% attack percentage, which is also good. But you don't need to go for those, and I always say you should focus more on the SSR Plus units for the subnodes, so don't worry too much about this. It's fine. And yeah, that's all also for the Revolution. Now I'd say we can just have a look at some fights that he just did recently. So we can have a look at the most recent one, I would say. And as we can see here, the team is the usual one. We have Bam and Evan. These two guys should never be separated because this guy, like Bam, is going to give Evan a shit ton of energy, and Evan is going to chain the special move and keep all your team alive. Then we have Tank Hats, just as a frontline and to reduce the enemy defense. This could be Shibisu, would be fine as well, or whichever unit, really, doesn't really matter. Then we have Yurang. She's going to keep all the enemies grouped up together. You don't really care too much about her damage. Let's see which kind of set it was running. I think it was still a damage set. You don't have to do this unless your Yurang is fully built. You can just go with 0 dupes Yurang and resistances. It would still be fine because, as we can see, most of the damage comes from Wangnan. So no need to overinvest in Yurang, just use her as a grouper and have Wangnan destroy the enemies. So yeah, this is a really good and typical setup that you will want to run with Wangnan. So let's just have a look at the replay. I think we're going to look at 2 more after this one just to have a better understanding. Here this guy just died from the passive. He got the revive, he got the attack boost, then he's going to cast the special move on all enemies grouped up. Now we have all the animation. That's pretty boring, but you saw the damage there. Like 2 enemies were instantly deleted. Well, actually 3, because now there is just Ran the Bull and someone else. Obviously we still have Yurang dealing some damage, but with the second special move of Wangnan, the whole enemy team was already destroyed. And the deficit here is not low, as we saw, is like a 240. Yeah, is a 240 deficit, so definitely good. And I know that there are a lot of talks about 300, 400 deficits. In Adventure, that's really difficult to do because you don't have only one team. You have to pass stages with 4 teams. You will have to spread your resources over 4 teams and not one. So in trials, that's possible. And a lot of people can, well, not a lot of people, but there are people that can clear 300, 350, even 400 deficits. But from my point of view in Adventure, that's not possible. So you should look at 250, 300 as a maximum. I really wouldn't. There are people that can do it, sure, but really tricky. So don't look at that as a standard, that's definitely an exception. So 240 is super good as a deficit, can go to 260, no problem. 280, tricky, but yeah, that just to mention, not to worry too much about this old deficit talk. It definitely changes, especially on the kind of enemies you are facing. So yeah. We can also have a look at this other fight. Yes. And also in this case, the setup is the same. He always used the same team in every fight. So no surprises there. Super solid. And let's see how this one went. But you will see it's pretty much always the same. He run groups, he throws the special move, and some enemies will disappear. Now with all this animation is really a bother, you cannot really see clearly what's going on, and I think the bomb there also missed something. This second one killed 2 or 3 enemies, and I think soon is going to come another one. It is going to throw now, and they should die. Yes, Ghost died, now only Edin is left. Let's see, might take a while. I will just increase the speed because that's too annoying, to be honest. Okay. Alright. Now let's look at a couple more and then I would say that's it for this video. I think I saw a good one around this, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, in this fight, nobody took damage here in the backline. So pretty good. Let's see. Okay. I really hate all of these animations, but okay. And yeah. Special move again. Look at the damage, really insane. And then special move again. All that basically. Only Yuri there just jumping. And that's about it. Super insane damage, guys. Like, this combo is amazing. So yeah, let me just look for last one. I think this one was quite good. Let me check. Yes, this one. Here the damage, you can see that most of it was done by Wangnan. Let me check if she had... No, she still had the damage set on, so probably the fight was just a massive one-shot. Or she died. I don't know, we'll see. And after this one, I would say we can close the video. It's pretty clear how this guy plays out, how to build him, and the combos to do with him. Special move, let's see. Alright, look at the damage. It's literally insane, insane. So yeah, really amazing. I will definitely build this guy. I'm still saving some resources for Garam in case she needs them, but I will definitely do Wangnan right after. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this guy in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!